guys, welcome to the live stream. Hope that you're all doing good. Tonight is gonna be a very special one. It's been a while, a very long time, probably over a year since I've done a talk stream / discussion stream. And there's a lot to talk about tonight. Thank you to Concord and Firewalk Studios and Sony for not sponsoring this stream, but being the reason we're here, not playing games. You know what? That's kind of sad, is the fact that, yeah, we should be playing games, but you know what is better? The fact that I don't have to play Star Wars Outlaws tonight. Yeah. I'm grateful. You know what? I'm grateful. They did one good thing with Concord's existence, and that was getting me away from Star Wars Outlaws. But yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. It's truly been quite an interesting day. Concord is dead. Well, it's not dead yet. It's in the process of dying. It will be dead in a few days. 15 days after release, which is hilarious. I have a bunch of other modern audience deaths that have occurred over the past couple days, like Suicide Squad, of course, Dustborn, devs, Red Thread responding to all of the backlash. JoUrNoS melting down over Concord's death. I have a few articles that I found that are from the past couple of days that I've been meaning to cover in videos, but I haven't gotten a chance to. Like Forbes decided to put up an article titled "The Woke War: Why the Right Believes It's Dominating Gaming and TV in 2024," and they basically go, the right is just wrong, and you guys are stupid. I wanted to cover that. I haven't gotten a chance to. Oh, we have the Resident Evil creators talking out about video game censorship, which I thought was fascinating because he's basically blasting censorship. And also the way that ratings boards work, which I completely agree with. I understand that ratings boards like Zero and the ESRB need to exist. But yeah, the rules are made by people who don't play games. Amazing quote. And then we're probably going to talk about a few random things, like the original Crow director laughing at the new film's failure because it's made like, I think 13 million and the budget was 50. So it needed to make at least like 125, and it's not going to be even close to that. And then I have some more positive topics because if you didn't used to watch my discussion streams, we used to usually end it with something positive. So those are the topics. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Fun, yay! Hey, at least I don't have to play Star Wars Outlaws. We'll be back to it on Thursday though. Paul Tassi is my BFF. Paul Tassi hates me. Same with Jason Schreier. Makes me sad. You know, these people claim to want inclusivity, but they're silencing a woman. Jeez, that's not very inclusive of them. Inclusivity by exclusivity. That's a real good way to approach life, huh? It's okay when they do it, as long as they're doing it for a reason they want to do it for. Otherwise, it's not okay. It's not okay when you do it, but it's okay when we do it. Sony loses twice, 200 million down the drain and refunding. Well, the thing is, well, I said this in the videos today, Sony does not give a singular fuck. Sony is the largest company within the video game industry. And because they're the largest company in the video game industry, they don't care about a million measly dollars. Yeah, it sounds like a lot to people like you and I, true. But the game only, as far as we know, the game only sold 25,000 copies. So that's $1 million. I mean, it could have been more. That was just the rumor, but I don't think it sold more, guys. I think that might have even been an overestimate. Sony probably reached out to the media and was like, yo, listen. Say it's 25. But actually, it's not. It's probably like 10. I don't know. Don't ask me. I just think that maybe the Sony was like, hey, listen, could you guys do us a favor and say it was a little higher? Probably. Thank you, Minimal Effort, for the 2. Just as long as you don't test DEI positive. I haven't yet. After reading all these awful takes. Might happen. Yeah, Concord is over, which is not shocking. Just based on the everything surrounding the game. The gameplay, the trailers, the teasers, the betas, the articles, the shilling. None of it went over well. Honestly, I expected Concord to do significantly better, even though I thought it was going to do bad, because, well, bad to Sony could mean a lot of things, to be fair. I thought it was going to do better. I thought it was going to maybe have like 20,000 people on Steam, 15,000, because compared to something like Overwatch, that's nothing. 200,000 is Overwatch's daily player count. So, like, I expected it to do bad in terms of its competition, but I didn't expect it to do 47. Jeez. That's rough. That is not good. 47. That's the best you can do. I remember when the Cowboy Bebop show had released and Netflix canceled it, and so there were people that were trying to reverse review bomb, positive review bomb it, and they actually got the score up to like a 70, and it was previously like a 50, and Netflix was still like, no, we're not renewing it. Damn, modern audience didn't even try here. Not that I'm shocked. There's like, to be generous, we'll say 2,000 people that are part of the modern audience. And, well, they don't really show up to buy products. They just don't. Anthem is now a success in comparison. I don't have a full list of live service flops, but I mean, like Anthem, Suicide Squad, this, literally basically any live service game. The problem with live service is that there are successful live service games like Helldivers 2, but companies could release live service games that are successful like Helldivers 2, but they don't. Paul, thank you so much for the 5. Much appreciated. And a super sticker. We are 420 modern audience members now. True, 429. Thanks, guys, for being here. But yeah, if you guys have any specific topics you'd like me to discuss tonight, let me know. It's going to be a lot of Concord. It's going to be a lot of pointing and laughing. It's going to be a lot of mocking. Also, I have compiled some screenshots of JoUrNoS meltdowns today, and I did a video on it a couple hours ago. But we face a problem, chat, where I can't really skim X to see if JoUrNoS are melting down because I'm blocked by so many of them. I'm blocked by 90% of Kotaku staff. I'm blocked by quite a few The Gamer and The Verge authors. I'm blocked by people at Bloomberg like Jason Schreier. So while I would love to scroll the timeline, I can't because we're blocked by too many people, which is why I was compiling screenshots earlier. I look like a mad woman. I'm like, I gotta get these screenshots fast. It is what it is. You can only do so much. Maybe if I ask nicely, they'll unblock me. Guys, you're silencing a woman. Come on, be cool. Be cool, guys. Stop silencing me. I have an opinion. I'm a woman. I have rights too. Make an alt account? True, but if I make an alt account, then they're just gonna block that alt account, which is why I can't show it on this. Then they're just gonna block that one too. Just leave my BFF Paul Tassi alone. Paul Tassi used to be not as idiotic. Paul Tassi used to have bad takes, but he didn't attack people. Now he just attacks whoever he disagrees with. Which, hey, he's allowed to do, but I'm also allowed to call him a dumb idiot for it. How do you not have a dozen songs? I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying I can't show them because then they're gonna block them. I'm not gonna have 2 dozen. It's not easy, guys. Because they will be here. I'm not stupid. Alt spy accounts for Twitter. Yep. Well, Paul, okay, so Paul had bad takes, but he wouldn't just instantly call you a chud and block you. But I'm blocked by everybody now. Not shocking, because they can't handle the truth. Which, hey, if they want to be idiots, they're allowed to be idiots. But, yeah, we'll probably primarily be talking about Concord tonight, because that's what's on everybody's mind. That's the reason why we're all here. I know, surprising. It's been a long time since I've done a talk stream. Skull and Bones was a massive fail too. Yup. That was also a massive, massive live service, but also quadruple a failure. Should make a shirt that's just says that has quadruple A, and then it's just a pirate ship. Only some people will understand, but at the end of the day, I'll understand, and you'll understand. Which, I guess it is what it is. Thank you so much for the 1,000, I think that's Argentina currency? I think. Thank you so much. Don't forget they canceled Last of Us 2 online for this. That is also true. There's a lot of projects that have been canceled over the years, and also a lot of studios that have been closed. And while we don't know for certain that the money or team members were pushed to a project like Concord, one would assume that is the case, just because Sony invested, as far as we know, a lot of money into this. I mean, at least over $100 million, and that could have went to other studios and, again, other projects. This might just be the biggest flop in video game history. It looks like Sony decided to cancel this on their own. The studio made a post about the game just the night before. It looks like they weren't told. Well, also the thing is I feel like they, I don't know, because I feel like they probably knew, because today if you go to the Concord X account, they've been posting like nothing's going on, and it makes me think that they were scheduled posts. So the person that was supposed to be doing it did not work there. Maybe they weren't scheduled, but they seem like scheduled posts because they're just normal. Oh yeah, hop into the game now. Guys, there's gonna be no game to hop into in 2 days. Or 3 days. 15 days after release, it's being shut down. Now, granted, they did use very specific wording that made it sound like they'll revive it in the future, and I think they will too. So yeah, I mean, I did a video on it. I'm sure most of you have heard, but here's a That Part Place article. PlayStation pulls the plug on Concord, shuts game down after less than 2 weeks, and offers full refunds. I actually have to give them a little bit of props because they are doing refunds. Now, I'm not really giving them props because it's Sony, and again, it's chump change to them. $1 million is nothing to Sony, but at the same time, they still could have scammed people. They still could have decided to not refund people. And, well, we don't need that going on. It's probably because Sony faces so much backlash for stuff anyway that they were like, oh god, let's just leave it. We don't care. Whatever. Just give them their stupid money back. Firewalk Studios announced that it shut down Concord servers and will no longer be selling the game less than 2 weeks after it released. Usually, guys, I say put F's in chat, but put a W in chat, please. Please put W's in chat for this big fat win that gamers got. In a blog post, Firewalk Studios game director Ryan Ellis announced, "At this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th, 2024. and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. I do not think that there is a way they are going to completely scrap this game, okay? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I don't see a way that they are going to scrap this because they still want to try to make money off of it. So I think what they will do is in 6 months, they will re-release it. It will be different. I think they are going to basically have developers right now finish all of the skins and items that they were making, and they are going to, in like 6 months, put this game free to play. They are going to add microtransactions like loot boxes, skins, and I don't think it's going to just be the PvP. I also think they are going to release the PvE because if you look in the credits of Concord, there is a team of people that was designated for the PvE content. So even though the PvE content didn't release at launch, they have PvE content that's done. So I think they will try that route. Maybe the PvE will be locked behind a $10 or $15 paywall, similar to the little bit of kind of content we got from Overwatch. But I don't think that they're going to, like, fully reboot the game, yet I also don't think that they are going to completely abandon it. Because what's the harm? Okay, that would be my counter to some of the people saying I don't think they're going to do that. What would be the harm? They only spent 2 weeks. For the people that spent money, okay, if they launch it free to play, they're like, we're just going to give it a week. And if in a week this still isn't doing good, we'll take it off the line again. And then after that, they'd spend 2 years, reskin it, slightly change the gameplay, maybe listen to a little bit of feedback and call it a brand new title. But they don't have a lot to lose because they never gained anything. It's not like they've lost as much as they can lose. You know, it's not like they can lose more. I guess if all of the developers were only contracted until, like, I don't know, 2 months after release, yeah, they'd have to re-up some of the people's contracts. But at the same time, it's Sony we're talking about. They could get a whole new team of developers in 2 weeks if they wanted a team of developers. Money laundering? Maybe. I don't claim to know. It's Sony. Sony is scummy. Servers cost Sony as well. True, but the servers were only up for 2 weeks. That couldn't have cost them that much. There was nobody playing it. Thank you, Pyronics. I do not know what that currency is. As a gay guy, could not be happier this game is dead. I hope it stays dead. It's such an obnoxious assault on all things good and beautiful. Hey, I agree. I don't like to revel in, like, people losing their jobs and games going offline, but at the same time, people got paid to make this game, and so I can't feel that bad. It's not like they didn't get paid. That's my issue with the whole, oh my god, people are losing their jobs argument, because people got paid. There was I had just made a post about this a little while ago. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Somebody said, I don't know who this is. They have 239,000 followers. Congratulations. Hot take. I don't think we should celebrate it when tone-deaf executives get to keep their jobs while the devs that slaved away at a project that went through development hell for 8 years are let go. Yes, you didn't like the game. Aim the hate at the right people. And hey, I say this all the fucking time, okay? Whenever you support literally anything on the face of this earth, you are supporting someone bad. It doesn't matter if you're going to Walmart, if you're going to Target, if you're supporting Best Buy, if you're buying a game at GameStop. It doesn't matter if you're going to McDonald's. It doesn't matter if you're buying something off Steam. You're always supporting a scummy CEO, CFO. If you have a team of 100 developers, there's bound to be one or two that are generally bad people. But I like to live a life, so I support things, even if I don't like the people. The problem is that, yes, we do need to criticize the executives. We do need to hold them accountable and say, you guys are awful, generally terrible people. But at the same time, 8 years, okay? Yes. It might have went through development hell for some of that 8 years, but guess what? Those people got paid. And guess what? Let's say someone was there for the full 8 years. They could have left after their contract was over. I don't know how long it would be. Let's say, for argument's sake, it was 12 months. After that 12 months, they're gone. And they're allowed to do that because that's their prerogative. But if a game is being created for 8 years, and then it comes out and it's bad, that's not our fault. And not only is it not our fault, oh, you criticized a game, it's your fault it failed. It's your fault for not buying it, you dipshit. You modern audience members who sit here and cry about how this dev team was let go after 8 years of slaving away, why didn't you buy the game? You could have made a Steam account. You could have bought it through the PlayStation Store. You're allowed to buy it if you want. I'm allowed to not buy it if I don't want. It's not my job to give them a job. Yes, true, I like to buy games. I like to support developers. I like to watch movies and TV shows. I like to do those things. But it's not my job to make sure that you have a job. If I don't want to buy something that you made, guess what? I don't have to buy it. Just like you are allowed to buy it if you like it. Is it that hard of a concept to understand? Why? Tony, thank you so much for the 5. You'd think that people would have learned from Lawbreakers, Battleborn, and the other Overwatch clones that died. It's sadder than a crying clown. Yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of pieces of content that have come and gone, that have been good, that have been bad, that have been successes, that have been failures. But the problem with Concord is that it was awful designs, clunky gameplay, and to top it all off, they were living in 2016. They launched a game that is supposed to be an Overwatch competitor in 2024 that was competing with 2016 Overwatch. What was that show with the airplane? The airplane that disappears for a decade. That was these devs. That was these devs, guys. What do you mean our game failed? It's an Overwatch competitor. Yeah, from a fucking decade ago almost. You can't monetize your game the same way another company monetized their game, but from 8 years ago. Manifest, that's it, not Lost. Manifest. Manifest, yeah. You guys just can't do that. I'm sorry. That's not the way the world works. And I was on board. I said this in a lot of my Concord videos, my live streams. I would prefer to pay $40 up front. I would love to pay $40 up front and not have to deal with battle passes, loot boxes, skins that cost $30, having to give up my fucking kidney in order to buy the roster, right? I'm fine with paying money up front, but you have to give me something to make me want to do that. I could download Overwatch 2 right now. I've played a lot of Overwatch. I like Overwatch. Why would I go from a game, it's been around a decade, almost a decade, give up my skins, my cosmetics, my ranks, my stats, in order to go and play a worse game that costs me money up front. Why would I do that? I'm fine with giving games a chance. I gave this game a chance. I live streamed this. I don't remember how many hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, an amount of hours, too many hours, that's for sure. I played this game. I gave it a chance. I utilized the free open beta, just like they said I could. And it was bad. It did not capture me in any way, shape, or form. Shit, Vera, how many kidneys have you lost to games at this point? I've lost my kidneys, I've lost my brain cells, I've lost my will to live. Because I've played these things. How many kidneys does Farah have? Hey, you can always get more, right? We all suffered through the Concord live stream. Yeah, it was a really bad game. It was not worth it. I give this shit a chance. I say this a lot. You guys see me give things a chance a lot. I try to play these games. Oh, also, to add more context to this person that says hot take, I don't think we should celebrate it when tone-deaf execs get to keep their jobs while the devs that slaved away at a project that went through development hell for 8 years are let go. The average yearly pay for a developer at Sony is around $101,000, which is 8% higher than the national average. What else could you want? You got paid, and you had a job. You got paid well, and you had a job. You can't expect to have that job forever. And I know it sucks that people get laid off. It sucks that projects fail. Even though I didn't like Concord, I hoped and wished somebody liked Concord. You could have the wokest of woke games. If you like a game like Concord, that's great. I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Buy it. Support it. It's like with the Sweet Baby Inc. or DEI detected list now. That list, while yes, you can use it to boycott games, to avoid developers, on the flip side, the people who like Sweet Baby Inc., who like Black Girl Gamers, who like Gamers XYZ 123, they could go buy. They could add all of those games to their cart, and they could monetarily support them. But it doesn't look like many people are monetarily supporting these games. I mean, you got 47 people in-game right now. You just announced that you had to take your game offline. No more. No more. Out of existence. And, well, nobody's reminiscing the good old days because nobody bought it. It's like when you hear about how, oh, like the Nintendo DS shop is being taken offline. Oh, the Xbox 360 store is being taken offline. I run to those storefronts to buy things. I'm like, oh my god, I need to buy stuff. I need to see what they've got. To be fair, I'm sorry, guys. I did monetarily support Concord. I bought a physical copy. I bought a physical copy today. Because it's a relic. It is a relic now. I'm gonna make a shelf. I don't know which shelf. Maybe this shelf. Oh, that'd be a good shelf. It's gonna be a rest in peace shelf. I'm gonna get like fake tombstone headstones, and I'm gonna get like little statues, little knickknacks, and I'm gonna make it the shelf of the dead. And it's gonna be all the dead games. Anthem, Suicide Squad, Dustborn. That I'm buying it. Sorry. Hey, It's a collector's item. The Shelf of the Dead, guys. The controller, I'm not spending $100 on a controller. I just recently spent $200 on the PlayStation 5 Pro controller as a bit of an early birthday present for myself, so that in October, when we play Bloodborne, I have it. I can't justify another $100 for a controller. I'll buy one if somebody wants to donate the 85 bucks or the $100 or whatever it is, but otherwise I'm not buying it. And please don't donate your money to that. That's not it. That's a waste of money. But yeah, I'm doing a Shelf of the Dead. Cause we need one at this point. There's too many games that are dying to ignore it anymore. How do you like the controller? I've only had it a couple days, and I've only tested it briefly, but it's really nice. Yeah, I don't own a copy of Redfall. What if I own the copy digitally? Should I just, like, I don't know, print out the cover? Thank you so much for the 2. Let this $2 be a reminder of your treachery. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am a traitor, and I do apologize, but, what can I say? It's a relic, and one day it might be worth only $10, but I still wasted 30 on it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in chat. And of course, I do read all of the super chats, but I appreciate you guys being here. Quickly, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a like. And if you're not, of course, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. David Jaffe thinks Concord failed only because it was priced at $40. Yeah, no. I do think that a price tag is a problem because it's got so much competition. But people are sick and tired of free-to-play, predatorily monetized games. And people are willing to show up and shell out $40. But you have to be providing us with content that is worth $40. You have to be providing us with something different. And they didn't. They gave us 16 heroes, or free gunners. They gave us 10 maps. 8 maps? 8 or 10? And 8 to 10 minute match queue times. Yeah, the free beta didn't even generate basically any players. It hit 2,500, or no, it hit like 24 and change. It was almost at 2,500, which was already abysmal. So that didn't sit well with Sony, I'm sure. And then they were like, oh god, it's gonna be an epic fail. What game do you most look forward to streaming? Most? I mean, there's a couple of games that I'm very excited for, like, I'm still kind of excited for Silent Hill 2. I'm cautiously optimistic because I like Silent Hill, so that's kind of not a full totally happy and excited because we don't know how it's going to turn out. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be good. I'm excited for Zelda, what's it called? The Wisdom game. The new one where you play as Zelda and Link. The Echoes of Wisdom. I think that's what it's called. I'm excited for Echoes of Wisdom. I'm excited for Lollipop Chainsaw. Silent Hill 2 again. I'm cautiously optimistic. I want it to be good. Who knows? And they actually just announced it today, but Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, that looked, or Brothership, that looked cool. I'm excited for that one. So those are ones I'm most excited for that are coming out this year. I don't know any others off the top of my head, but those ones are the ones I think I'm most excited for. There's a lot of other games that we don't have release dates for. Cue the discussion about Elder Scrolls things. But yeah, that's beside the point. Vera played both Concord, Dustborn, and Outlaws. Both? That's 3. But not Goodbye Volcano High. I said I'd stream Goodbye Volcano High for an amount of money. Astrobot? I don't know if I'm streaming Astrobot. I gotta be honest, I'm not super excited for Astrobot. I feel like I'm having more and more of an issue with multi-franchise content, because all Astrobot really is, I mean, it's a cute game. It looks like it's gonna be entertaining, but it's just references to other things. And so if it is really fun, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll stream it. The thing is it's releasing and there's a lot of other games that we have to play. Astrobot released, it comes out in what, 2 weeks? Oh no, it comes out this week. We have to get through Outlaws, Black Myth Wukong. We have Lollipop Chainsaw on the 12th. We have Visions of Mana. And then starting in October, I'm just gonna die. I don't know what else to say. There's so many games. Hail the Lore, thank you so much for becoming a Bronze Titan for 4 months. Your support is really appreciated, guys. 2024 has been in the red for the most part when it comes to the gaming industry due to so many failed games. Thank you for the coverage you do. I appreciate your support. All of it really helps, guys. And Michael, thank you so much for gifting 10 freaking memberships. Absolutely, Chad. And you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm also gonna gift 5. There you go, chat. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are awesome. But like the stream, or you're a loser. Okay. Good talk. I did play Dustborn. I played it once. I played it once. I did a 6-hour stream. Guys, we're a third of the way through Dustborn. I don't know if I can play it again. I don't think I got it in me. I don't think I can do Dustborn. I don't think I can finish Dustborn. If someone donates like $200, sure. But don't waste your money on that, please. I genuinely mean this. To me, it is not worth the $200. To me, I would rather not have to stream that shit again. You guys have been asking. I mean, hey, that's my highest viewed stream. That was my highest viewed stream. I do not want to go back there. It is not worth it. Never again. Please, don't ask again. Love the stream's background music. It is Elden Ring's soundtrack because Elden Ring's my favorite game of all time, basically. I mean, there are a lot of other really great games, but Elden Ring is just top tier. Rest in peace, Elden Ring. Vork, thank you for the 5. Vera, Left 4 Dead 2 is at 17,000 players. Is it still? I haven't played Left 4 Dead in years, but Left 4 Dead's amazing. I wish that they would actually create something that could compete with it. And not like a cheap clone, because I feel like we've gotten so many cheap clones over the years. Thank you so much, Babuski, for becoming a Bronze Titan. Thank you, thank you. Guys, I appreciate the support. Yeah, I think right now the games I'm most excited for are REPOP. I'm excited to play Visions of Mana. Zelda and Mario and Luigi. I'm a Nintendo fangirl, though, so I'm sorry. I mean, I still criticize Nintendo. I've talked a lot about Nintendo on this channel. Yeah. Nintendo still makes bad decisions. They're not perfect, but no company's perfect. Oh, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the JoUrNoS, guys, because there's a lot of JoUrNoS melting down. I knew that there were going to be JoUrNoS freaking out, and I haven't seen any specific articles. released about this yet. So if there are any articles that are melting down or from JoUrNoS melting down, join the Discord server and put them in Discord, and I'd be able to look at them. But we have seen over on Twitter/X a lot of JoUrNoS activists melting down and being very upset. This was one, Christopher Dring. He is gamesindustry.biz. He made a post saying, "Dear fanboys, when a game on the console you don't own doesn't do very well, whether it's Concord or Hellblade or NES World Championships, it's not a win for you. Nobody won." So I responded by saying, by the way, I'm blocked. So screenshot. "Dear activists, when a game doesn't do very well, whether it's Concord or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because it's got so many problems like clunky gameplay, awful character designs, cringe backstories, and outdated monetization systems, then it's abandoned. It is a win for us. Gamers won," because they will convince you at any chance given that it will not be seen as a win. And it is seen as a win. Of course it's seen as a win. It is a win. It's great that we're winners and that they're losers. They cannot accept the fact that people other than themselves live on the face of this fucking earth. They want us to not have opinions. They want us to not ever voice them. And, well, they'll do anything to get that. I always preface my conversations with things should exist. The Acolyte should exist. Concord should exist. Dustborn should exist. And the reason why they should exist is so that we can roast them. And they should exist. Maybe a couple people out there will like them. But I like to roast them. I am an anti-censorship advocate. Alyssa Mercante should have a platform. Ash Paris should have a platform. Jason Schreier should have a platform. I'm allowed to have a platform. Mark Kern is allowed to have a platform. Hypnotic is allowed to have a platform. And it's just that simple. Everybody can have a platform. Now, do you deserve it? No. You stupid fucks over at Bloomberg, you at Kotaku, you at Polygon, you at The Gamer. I don't think you deserve your platform, but you still are allowed to have it. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I don't find your opinion to be one of much intelligence. I would never take you seriously. But you're still allowed to try to get a little bit of attention. I know your moms hate you, so you gotta get attention somewhere. So that was one. The cope and seethe is beginning. Jason Schreier said, "Wild news." This news is only wild to a fucking idiot like Jason Schreier. I don't think anybody else thought that this was wild news. Okay? Wild news, guys! I was gonna say the earth is round, but we all know that's fake. PlayStation's new game Concord has performed so poorly that the company is pulling it from stores and refunding anyone who bought it. Newsflash! This game that's only had 100 people in it is failing! Every time a live service game with no hook or strong word of mouth fails to penetrate an oversaturated market, the most annoying people on the planet will be there to blame diversity. Brother, I gotta keep it a buck with you. You guys are supposed to have millions of readers. The Bloombergs, Kotaku, The Gamer, Polygon. You guys were the mainstream. The upper echelon of the video game industry. You guys would get previews years in advance. Okay? You have put up article after article after article promoting this game, and you guys couldn't get anyone in it. That's not my problem. Okay? maybe you should be going, I think Sony created a game that people don't want to buy. It's not that hard of a take to have, and if you had that take right now, you would have more readers. People would take you seriously. But nobody can take you seriously when you're giving Dustborn a 7, Black Myth Wukong an 8, and you're boycotting games like Hogwarts Legacy, the best-selling game of last year, because you don't like the creator of the franchise, even though she had nothing to do with that game. Yeah, she's still making money. I hope you don't shop at Walmart, at Target, at Best Buy, at GameStop, at McDonald's, at Wendy's, at Burger King, because you're always going to be supporting someone bad and that you inherently disagree with, and that's fine. You're allowed to disagree with people, but it is your job to cover certain topics, in this case, the video game industry, and you just seemingly always want to go against the grain. That's why people don't take you seriously. That's why independent creators have outshadowed you, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You are as irrelevant as Concord. You are as irrelevant as Dustborn, as Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. You guys are irrelevant, okay? And you've done it to yourselves. I'm not saying to... How do I word this? I'm not saying to give up your opinion, right? You are allowed to have your opinion. But what you should not be doing is insulting the people that disagree with you. You should not be blocking people that disagree with you. It's just that simple. Why would you think that's okay? It's like going to work and deciding your boss's secretary, you don't like her. So you blocked her on Teams. You kicked her out of the group chat. But it's okay because, you work over there. I work over here. That's not okay. It's not okay to be on the phone with a client and going, oh God, you sound like a bigot. And then hanging up. When you hang up, you are severing the dollar. You are severing the trust. You are severing the potential to have those people read your content and to take you seriously. Is it that hard to understand? It shouldn't be. It's a pretty basic concept. The game failed for a multitude of reasons. I have never said it is just because of DEI. But these people will say it's anything but DEI. So if you're saying I'm bad by pointing out the fact that there is clearly an agenda in this game, okay, you know what? You can say I'm bad, but you are just as bad for saying that's no percentage of the reason why this failed. It goes both ways. So if you're at 0 and I'm at 100, okay, but you can't criticize me for my take when you have the opposite take, but it's just as bad. My God. Ash Parrish? How many smaller projects were killed in its cradle? Sorry. To throw obnoxious. To throw money at this live service shooter bullshit that didn't last longer than my last fucking period. I'm a woman, and it pains me to hear stuff like this. I completely understand you have a period. Congratulations. Do you want a fucking sticker? Congratulations, sister. We get it. I do not care. That's the point where you should step away from your phone, from your cellular device, and go, yeah, I think I'm gonna not type that. I think I'm gonna delete that. Again, she's allowed to say it, but if that was me, you wouldn't catch me saying something like that online. You're a woman. Congratulations. I'm a woman. I don't want a sticker. Why do you want a sticker? It's just icky. It's just weird. Just kind of icky. Again, whatever. Khalif Adams. Let me recheck who this is. I don't exactly remember. I did remember earlier when I did the video. I did mention it then. Oh, yeah. Positivity Peddler. Spawn on me and the Spawnies. New York Times. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, listen. Congratulations. I just absolutely hate that the chuds will take this as a win, and it will embolden them to be even worse. I hate it so much. See, this is what we were talking about. When you call people chuds, bigots, sexists, racists, homophobes, any isterphobe under the sun, in this case a chud, it doesn't make people take you seriously. Nobody is going to listen to you yap and then be like, yeah, he's someone I want to read articles from, read their tweets, watch their videos, whatever it may be. See, my personal outlook is that I am relatively cordial with everybody up front. People like Alyssa. Hey, listen, I don't have a problem with you. I might completely disagree with you, but you're a human being. I'm a human being. You're allowed to exist. I'm allowed to exist. You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion. But when you go and you put my videos and my name on a YouTuber hit list, and you sit here and you threaten to punch me, yeah, I'm gonna roast you a little bit. I have never once reached out to a Kotaku, anybody that she's worked with, and tried to get her fired. I've never said that she should be fired. Kotaku clearly likes her. You guys are allowed to like her. You keep people like Alyssa around. You do that. You guys. It's a good move. Just keep doing what you're doing. But why would I be overtly nice if you are going to threaten to jump me in the street? Why would I do that? It's like people like Jason Schreier. Listen, I'm just gonna say it. 3 months ago, I released a rumor. Of course, take every rumor with a grain of salt, even my rumor. I released a rumor from alleged insiders that said Rocksteady is thinking about, well, Warner Brothers is thinking about having Rocksteady's numbers, doing major layoffs, and potentially even closing Rocksteady down or selling them off. And Jason Schreier, like a day later, put out an article saying, that's not true! Rocksteady is not going through layoffs! Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's abysmal failure leads to mass layoffs at developer Rocksteady from 1 day ago. The abysmal failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has reportedly led to mass layoffs at the game's developer Rocksteady. A report from Eurogamer claims that the company laid off over half of its QA department. A number of employees also allegedly had told the outlet that product quality will now suffer as a result, and the game did so poorly financially that Rocksteady's parent company Warner Brothers Discovery took a $200 million impairment charge on it. I guess it's not hard to be a journalist. You have insiders, I have insiders. I mean, congratulations for working for Kotaku, I guess. It's not that hard. I did never attack Alyssa and said that she didn't have insiders. She didn't have sources. She's a liar. But what do they do to me? They say, there's a false report going around. saying that this company's gonna go through layoffs and that's not gonna happen. A day, oh, maybe it was even the same day. It was like the same day or the day after Jason Schreier put out his big report saying, there's no layoffs happening at Rocksteady. Sure, guys. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, guys. Surely. Now, to be fair, it's not shocking. It's not surprising. The gaming industry is going through a lot of layoffs right now. The gaming industry does have some major problems because of bad executives, people that just want to make money, activists infiltrating companies to try to tear down the industry. But we kind of all saw the writing on the wall for Rocksteady. And, well, now it's happening. Now it's happening. And it's sad to me. I used to love Rocksteady. They've created some amazing fucking games in the past. I love the Arkhamverse. Love it to death. Such amazing games. Some of my favorite video games, actually. But Suicide Squad was bad. It was monetized poorly. They made some really bad decisions with characters, with the story. It just wasn't good. Repop comes out on the 12th, and I will be streaming it. Are you playing Elden Ring? I wish. Somebody the other day had got into a bit of a fight with me on X. I know. Me fighting with idiots. I'm sorry. We all have our problems, okay? They were saying I don't actually play games, and that I only want games to fail. Every single stream I have done since the day Elden Ring came out on February 27th, 2022, I have sat here and said, Elden Ring is the best video game to come out. And Elden Ring is amazing. And I wish every game could be as good as Elden Ring. I'm not stopping that now. I'm still gonna say it every stream, but you guys know. I've said it like every single stream. Come on, Vera, play a Dark Souls game. October. Next month, we're playing Bloodborne. Guys, I don't know how we're gonna play Bloodborne. There's like 5 games coming out in October. Why did they have to do this? I've had this plan for months. And then the stupid video game industry had to strike. Why did they do this to us, okay? There's like 1 trillion games coming out in October, and they're long games. They're not like, haha, one stream. Silent Hill 2 on October 8th. Unknown 9, the new Sweet Baby game, October 18th. Black Ops 6, October 25th. Shadow of the Damned, remastered, October 31st. Dragon Age Veilguard, October 31st. Allegedly Batman Arkham Shadow in October. And then, the beginning of November's Mario and Luigi Brothership. Dustborn, please. Sweet Baby Inc. If you donate $200 right now, I will stream Dustborn again. You bet your bottom dollar. Every one of those dollars is gonna go to that cause. It is what it is. Hey, I'm not doing it unless I have to. Bloodborne or Dustborn? Which one is better? Dustborn, clearly. Bloodborne's my all-time favorite game. Bloodborne's amazing, but it's not my all-time favorite game. Elden Ring's just better. Elden Ring just hits different. Bloodborne is awesome. Bloodborne is cool. Bloodborne is fantastic. Bloodborne is not. Best game. Can you stream Concord on Friday? Like a, what, like a fucking memorial? You guys want me to, like, decorate the set and have, like, flags and be, well, I was gonna say be dressed in all black, but you know how that goes. It'd be so sad. You want me to read some, create some speeches? Ocarina is really good. There's a war going on in the background. Oh yeah, Elden Ring. I'll turn it down. I'm sorry. It's just, it's really good. Who cares? The funeral is Friday, everyone. Well, it goes offline Friday, right? 3 days. 1, 2, 3, Friday. Officially 2 weeks. Wow. My heart. That's sad. What do you guys want me to do? Hold a fucking funeral? You want me... I get it. You guys want me to decorate the shelf of the dead. I don't know if I'll have the game by then. Vera's always ready for a game funeral. Hell yeah. Why not? Vera likes drama. I hate drama. That's the worst part about people like... You know who's threatening to... You know what? Like, punch me and... People blocking me and... Calling me a grifter and stuff. I hate drama. Just let me be. Just let me play my video games. It's hilarious because people say, oh my god, you're just a rage baiter. Guys, I stream 20 hours a week. My videos are 8 minutes long, and I put up 2 to 3 a day. I put up 17 videos, roughly, a week. Which, true, hey, that's a hefty amount. But I stream for 20 hours a week. Sometimes more. Guys, my primary source of content is playing video games. What do you mean? People are stupid. People are dumb. Like, why do you guys have to do that? Why do you have to say that? Why do you have to lie? It's not my fault you're so stupid you don't know how to click the live stream tab. Like, they just click on my channel page, and then they see that I put up videos, sure, but all you had to do was click one more button, and you can see that I put up 20 hours of content a week in live streams. Stop sleeping in, Vera. That's me. I apologize, chat. I'm not putting up enough content, and I need to do better. And I'm sorry. What do I know? Listen, Jason. I get you don't like me. And that's fine. You're allowed to not like me. But can you just, I don't know, maybe have a good take once a year? Like, you guys have just the worst takes possible. I mean, your take on Concord was people are blaming diversity, even though, yeah, it was a terrible game, but part of the problem is DEI initiatives within the industry. With Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, they say, oh my god, it only failed because people were boycotting Sweet Baby Inc., which, true, part of it is that, but it was just a bad game that nobody wanted. Same with Dustborn. The developers claim the response to the game has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate, while also not accepting the fact that people just don't want blatant activist slop shoved in their faces. People don't want propaganda. Yes, every one of these games has multiple issues, but you can't deny the fact that politics are some of it. Politics are a certain percentage. And that leads us into the next article, guys, which is a real good one, written by Paul Tassi, the last gaming journal on this planet that I would ever look to for information, saying, the woke war. Why the right believes it's dominated gaming and TV in 2024. Let me explain an easy concept, maybe one that your pea-sized brain will understand if I put it into easy words for you. Nobody that you are calling the right, or that you are grouping into the right, wanted to bring politics into the video game industry. The problem is that you have the left, who says you're with us or you're against us. And so, what happens when you are against them? They have to create a name. And that name now is the right. Listen. Again, this is why nobody can take these people seriously. I have never, in the history of my channel, told you guys who I have voted for, who I plan to vote for, who I think you should vote for. And sure, I do touch on issues like censorship that, yes, are issues that do lead back to politics. But at the end of the day, I am for the industry. That means developers being able to create what they want, writers, artists being able to create what they want, and that means I am inherently anti-censorship. You can call me right-leaning if you want, but I have never in the history of my channel said who I have voted for, who I will vote for, and I have never told you who to vote for. So again, you have the left, and then if you're against them and they perceive you as their enemy, they call you the right. And hey, I'm not saying that that is a problem for me. You can label me what you want to label me, but at the end of the day, if I have to be labeled right-leaning in order to protect the industry I care about, that's fine with me. Paul Tassi, ladies and gentlemen, why the right believes it's dominated gaming and TV in 2024. 'Cause we have every project that you guys have released. Dustborn, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Concord, Flintlock The Siege of Dawn, The Acolyte. They've all failed. Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, they've all been successful. Hey, if you want to make this a dick measuring competition, we can do that. We can do that. Cryosite, thank you for the 5. Someone commented something funny as fuck I read today. Concord was /war. I posted that. Michael, thank you for the $4.99. There's nothing if better than an unapologetic redhead. You are gamers Joan of Arc. You are the gamers Joan of Arc. Keep conquering. Thank you so much for the 5. At some point, as someone who is painfully plugged into online discourse to the point where I may soon just need to go live in an Arctic cabin somewhere, I have borne witness. Motherfuckers writing the beginning of Elden Ring SJW edition. Motherfuckers, shut up. I'm in an Arctic cabin, born witness to the narrative. Shut up. This year in the media landscape, namely across movies and TV, where right-wing media consumers and influencers believe they have defeated woke games and shows and those who support them while claiming wins of their own. It feels like there's a new one of those that comes up every month. Chat, you just gotta stop making me laugh. Okay. It feels like there's a new one of these that comes up every month, and I figured it was time to break down the perception of what's going on here and the reality of what's happening. You guys make shit content. That's the reality of what happens. Kathleen Kennedy's bad at her job. Nia DaCosta's bad at her job. I can't even, I gotta keep it a buck. I can't even list the directors of half of these bad movies and TV shows. Like, who the fuck's the director and the writer of the new Crow movie? I don't know. That movie was dog shit. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. I just don't need to know. I knew at one point. I remembered at one point. But, like, I don't remember anymore because I don't need to remember. They're just bad. success of anti-woke things are claimed as scalps, whether that was actually the intent of that work or not. Failures of woke things are purely because they're woke, not any other reason at all, ignoring any and all other factors. You can't have a discussion with these people, and they're clear as day is the reason why nobody take them seriously. Is because they instantly assume that if you call something woke, you are an ist, you are a phobe, you don't know what the word woke means, and that ultimately you didn't consume the product or think that there's anything else wrong with it. That's why I play the games I play. It's why I played Suicide Squad, Dustborn, Flintlock, Concord. It's why I play these games. Is because, yeah, maybe it seems like a pile of DEI trash, but I want to know what the gameplay's like. I want to know what the story's like. I want to know what the mechanics are like. I want to know if they implemented really cool systems. I want to know. That's why I play them. But you instantly assume that everybody you've deemed right-wing is just some hateful ist, while you're completely ignoring the fact that there are plenty of people who give these things a chance. It's not our fault that they're bad. Of course, like clockwork, this happens every time, and it's time to add them all up to show what's going on. Prepare the cope and seethe, as they say. I'm not coping and seething. Why would I cope and seethe over knowing I'm correct? Woke losses. Suicide Squad. Oh my god, Suicide Squad. Guys, I don't know how we're gonna pick a worst game of the year. I don't fucking know. All of these games are bad. All of them are terrible. I don't know how we're gonna pick a worst game of the year. Usually there's one that stands out. And I thought this year it was just gonna be Suicide Squad. Sorely mistaken. I'm gonna have to do like a tier battle. They're all so awful. Perception. This was a woke... Again, my issue is that they are not presenting it as, oh yeah, sometimes people complain about wokeness in media and it's not actually woke. They present it as, you guys are just saying it's woke, but the reality is I'm right and I'm gonna say why this game failed, even though we were saying all of these things were the reason it failed, while also acknowledging DEI. Games can fail for more than one reason, and it is important that people acknowledge that. Suicide Squad didn't just fail because it's DEI. Concord didn't just fail because it was DEI. But you are just as bad as the people you claim to hate by ignoring an element and a percentage of the reason why it failed, in this case DEI. Perception. This was a woke version of the Arkham universe in which characters like Harley Quinn were more conservatively dressed than previously, and there were things like pride flags hanging out in base headquarters. These are true. Sweet Baby Inc. did help with the development and did advise on the final product. These are not lies. When you have a universe like the Arkhamverse that people love and people are so passionate about, you need to do good. And when you don't, you're going to receive a lot of backlash for it. But the issue was enhanced because we found out that a consulting agency specifically went in and helped ruin the game. Yes, Rocksteady has a lot of people who are activists amidst their ranks. But Sweet Baby Inc. did not help. Reality, Suicide Squad wait. Whoa. Chill out, chat. I haven't actually read this article. I just know it exists, okay? I'm gonna tell you my opinions on Suicide Squad. If you don't believe me for any of these games, every game on this list I'm pretty sure I've streamed. Suicide Squad, Concord, I watched The Acolyte, I've given my opinion, I streamed Stellar Blade. I didn't stream Helldivers. I streamed First Ascendant, streamed Wukong. You can go back to the last stream of every time I played that game, so like the last stream of Suicide Squad, the last stream of Stellar Blade, and you can get my rating for the game, so you can see my genuine opinions. The reality, in my opinion, we'll see what Paul here has to say. Yes, there was DEI. The gameplay was extremely lackluster. It looked like there was neon throw-up everywhere. It was a live service game that was extremely poorly monetized, and there wasn't enough content at release. What is he gonna say the reality is? Let's see if any of them are the same. Suicide Squad failed mightily because it was a live service game after Rocksteady had made its entire fan base devoted to its single-player superhero offerings, and not a particularly good one at that. True! Exactly what I just said! Live service is dead service. They need to rename the category as dead service, because none of these games are live, except for maybe one or two. It was a goofy concept, giving all Task Force X members the same guns, few differences in powers, I said it, bad gameplay, and aborting a storyline halfway through to do a live service concept which featured a dozen Brainiac copies. You should have aborted this article before you wrote it. All based on an IP with one critically savaged movie and one box office failure in the DCEU. True, I didn't mention the movies, but that is a fact of the matter. I am someone who is also Suicide Squadded out. I think Suicide Squad can be cool in moderation, but these characters were too fucking goofy. These characters were too goofy. Nobody wants to see characters pissing on the other characters that they've loved for decades. Nobody wants to see, I think it was Boomerang pissing on the Flash, Harley killing Batman. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see these characters creating these extremely cringy jokes that aren't really jokes. Nobody wants that. People want good villains, evil villains, and sometimes comedic humor. Sure, you can have like these comedic breaks. You can put humor into your title, for sure. It just has to be well written. And these people don't know what that means. They just don't get it. I don't know what these JoUrNoS, these activists don't get. Concord! It was a clone of a game, but a clone of the 2016 version of the game. That's live service. That's cost $40. When all of their competition are free to play, the character designs were goofy, the backstories were stupid, and for $40, they didn't offer you any PvE. A hero shooter that failed because its heroes were not attractive enough, and they were virtue signaling by putting pronouns in their select screens. True, they did add pronouns. Is that a lie? No. Are the characters attractive? No. That's not a lie. The reality, he says, is Concord started development right after Overwatch launched in 2016 and arrived to the shooter landscape dated with an ill-conceived $40 price tag in a free-to-play landscape and failing to meaningfully stand out. I've said this 800 times on the channel now. I have! And so have 500 other people. 5,000 other people. 5 million other people. But of course, Mr. Paul over here says, I need to be right. So that means I need to misconstrue and mispresent the facts. Listen, buddy. I wish I could say I feel sorry for you, but I don't. You're getting paid like 200 grand a year. I don't feel bad for you. You can't fix stupid. Its character designs were poor, not for hotness reasons, but because of a lacking aesthetic that other games, with plenty of similarly sized and aged characters, had done much better. Nobody wants to look at characters that look like... I can't say what I was gonna say. Nobody wants to look at blimps. I'm sorry. Supposedly, woke critics scored the game a 65, lower than all its multiplayer rivals. I mean, it is true. The critics did not like Concord. That is true. Right? Metacritic, Concord. What's the user score at? A 1.8. What a day. What a day. What a time to be alive. It is true. Critics didn't rate it highly. Congratulations. You actually had an opinion that almost aligned with what gamers had to say. Still far too generous. The Acolyte. Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about the Acolyte. The woke series featured essentially no white male characters and focused on a... Ooh, that right there. This part of the soundtrack. This is one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite OSTs. It's one of my favorite tracks. This is amazing. I think this one is... It's one of the dragons. I don't remember. Sorry. Elden Ring. The showrunner is a lesbian, and her wife is in the show. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares that the showrunner's a lesbian. Nobody cares that her wife is in the show. And... okay, let me rephrase. There might be some people who care. I don't care. Congratulations, she's a lesbian. What does that have to do with her creating this awful piece of content? I think it's a deal. It was just a bad show that disrespected the lore, the content that was created in the past, messed with timelines, messed with established characters, and it cost them a lot of money. It cost them $180 million to make. It was just bad. Everything about it was bad. And nobody is saying that it was... how do I word this? Nobody is saying that... I don't know how to word this. It's not just the DEI. It's not just the DEI. It's a multitude of reasons. Nobody is saying that it isn't only the DEI, and it isn't just because the showrunner's a lesbian. Yeah, she is. Does that mean that she only creates good content? No. You can be a lesbian and still make really bad content. Listen. People are fine with whatever your sexuality is going to be. If you do make good content. You can be a lesbian and be creating a Star Wars show. And if it's good, people are going to go, wow, you made a good Star Wars show. Is it that shocking to hear? My God. Reality, the show cost $180 million to make. It was the least watched Star Wars show, which is not a surprise. The amount of press that it received should have made it an automatic success. But because people do not take journalists seriously anymore, that didn't happen. Nobody can take you seriously when you have the most dog shit takes on the face of this planet. Every time people said it broken. Every time people said it broken canon. I had to read it 3 times to make sure I wasn't crazy. Upon closer inspection, it did not in fact break canon, and critics either misunderstood the source material or were claiming Legends was still canon. Cost to viewership was the reason it was canceled. I mean, yeah, it was a expensive show, but it did also break canon. I thought I was just reading it wrong. I thought I was like missing a word or misreading the word. No, he just didn't proofread. I mean, I guess you don't have to do that, but sure. Anti-woke wins. The narrative is always, when your content fails, it's because your content is bad. But when our content fails, it's because our content wasn't given a chance. That's all this article says. Paul is sitting there going, the left's content failed because you guys are racist and sexist and bigots and didn't watch it. But your content, I mean, your content failed because it's bad? What kind of mentality is that? What kind of mentality is that? Perception for Stellar Blade. The game was a big hit for AAA newcomer Shift Up because it embraced the idea that real gamers want attractive women in their games, and they were provided plenty of fan service outfits to fulfill that desire. Stellar Blade had really solid combat. It was good compared to its comp titles. It did have attractive women, and yes, sexy does sell. And Shift Up did, at first, appear to care about what people wanted. With Stellar Blade, it's a very nuanced topic because Shift Up was forced to censor the game because of Sony, as far as we're aware. Some people speculate, of course, it's because they were paid a lot of money and they didn't actually care and they were lying to us the full time. Some people think it's due to outfit licensing. Whatever the case may be, yes, there were outfits that were censored. The game was still great. I say this all the time. Was it perfect? No. The only perfect games are Elden Ring, and Elden Ring. Stellar Blade is a solid action game on the whole and reviewed well among video game journalists, drawing an 81 on Metacritic and heralded as a great first effort for Shift Up. That is true. Yeah. JoUrNoS did generally say that it was pretty good. But you're also not admitting the fact that there were journalists for months attacking the game, giving it a lot of negative attention, and then at release they gave it a good score because Sony censored it. Now, I'm not saying that all journalists gave it a good score because Sony bent the knee, but it's a fact of the matter that Sony censored the graffiti, the hard R graffiti, because journalists were mad at it. That is a fact of the matter. It wasn't gamers complaining. It wasn't gamers saying, oh, we're upset over this. It was because JoUrNoS complained during the previews. That's why it was censored. Shimiaza, thank you for the 3. Gaslighting is the focus, not grammar. True. It's true. It is. Helldivers 2. Perception, a game about killing bugs and bots and without woke agendas, it was a celebration of the kind of patriotism the left fails to embrace in the modern era. Reality is that the entire game is based on Starship Troopers, a very clearly famous skewering of those concepts. Journalists scored the game in 82 and it has been in conversation as a possible, if not likely Game of the Year shortlist candidate. Yeah, maybe it will be rated a Game of the Year candidate from journalists. That's cool. But it is true that people liked it because it did not say, and the developers at first did not say, don't buy our game if you don't like it, you stupid fuckers. And that's a trend with modern games and modern devs. Helldivers has a lot going for it, which is awesome. I'm glad the left, the right, the up, the down, I'm glad everybody can like it. I'm glad that everybody can find something to enjoy with this title. It is true. Journalists did score it relatively well. But again, akin to Stellar Blade, there were journalists who were attacking it at first. And they started praising it because they saw the gamers liked it. It's funny that this is just really all this article is just proving, yet again, giving another example as to why gamers do not trust JoUrNoS, why we should not believe them, why we should not consume the content they're creating. And that's because they go, la 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 la, I'm right and you're wrong, you're a stupid fuck, you're a bigot, you're an ist, you're a phobe, and my content only fails because of that. The modern audience that you want to buy your games could buy your games. People could go and they could buy Concord, well, for 2 more days. They could have went and bought Concord. They could go and buy Flintlock. They could... Scoot, thank you for the $1. They could go and buy Dustborn. They could go and buy Suicide Squad. They could go and buy every single one of these games, and there could be 100,000 people in each of those games. But there's not. Why is there not? It's because people don't want this content. It's because the activists, these individuals, have tried their very best to capture as their market, do not play video games, they do not like video games, and they do not care about video games. The only reason that Paul Tassie's and Ash's and Alyssa's are part of the gaming industry is because they could not make it at legitimate left-leaning sites, papers, outlets. They could not work at the MSNBCs because they're not good enough. So what did they do? They said, hey, what the heck? I saw my friend play a video game when I was younger. I know everything. When oftentimes, more times than not, they are completely out of touch. The modern audience they claim to want to market their games to, they do exist, but only 600 of them. I'm going to be generous for argument's sake. 1,000 people. There's 1,000 people that could be described as the modern audience, okay? And that's me, again, being very nice, very generous. I'm a generous person. You guys know. You guys yell at me all the time about it. I rate games too highly. I am too generous. I gave Starfield a 7. Don't look at me, Paul. I give things a chance. JoUrNoS hate us almost as much as Vera hates my super chats tonight. What do you mean I hate your super chats? I read your super chat. Hey, whoa, chill out. JoUrNoS hate that the free market works? I'm pretty sure I read that one. But I just did if I didn't. So thank you for the 2. I know I read that first one. I don't see any others. There's 2. I know for a fact I read one of them. Maybe I did not read the second one. I think I did. Maybe I read it, but I didn't speak it. What can I say? I'm a mute. Stop being uninclusive. Stop being this way. Respect me. The mental gymnastics here are always one of the following. It's fucking hilarious that they're accusing us of mental gymnastics when they are doing mental gymnastics. I hate that term. Mental gymnastics. If you were a real gamer, you wouldn't be doing any gymnastics, you stupid fuck. I caught you again. The 856th example that you're not a fucking gamer. A game considered woke fails, and the reason is because it's woke. Sometimes a game does fail, like Dustborn, because the narratives are too blatant, because the writing was sacrificed in order to push a message. Ah! Why are you stupid? Intentional stupidity. A game that succeeds must not be woke, or its woke aspects can be explained away as not really being woke after all. Some woke products are good. I say, I've said this before too. That's a phrase I've said a lot tonight, and I'll say it again if I have to. Some woke content is good. Sometimes content made by left-leaning individuals who I may not agree with, who I may not vote for the same person as they vote for, sometimes they can make good content, and that's great. The left should be able to create content. The right should be able to create content. Everybody should be able to create content. It's just that simple. They're allowed to create what they want, and sometimes it turns out to be good. Cryosite, thank you for the 5. Maybe not the best example. John Wick 3 on binary. But they didn't make it obvious. I was like, they did dope. Yeah, I mean, there can be characters or storylines that are progressive. And that's fine. Not every piece of woke content is bad. But the vast majority is bad. Literally everything is woke these days, one way or another. Yeah. Paul versus Vera boxing match. I don't think that's gonna happen. Because Paul has me blocked, like everybody else, so. Guys, listen. I'm not the one blocking. I've said this before. I've said it tonight. I don't block people. And I don't block people because I think it's stupid. Why do I think it's stupid? Because I have a public platform where I post public videos with my public opinion. Therefore, I think that people should be able to publicly criticize what I have publicly done. I don't have anybody blocked on my X account. I never have, and I never, well, I won't say never, because if I'm legitimately like being like doxxed or harassed, sure, I think that's valid, but that's because it has to do with my safety. Like with platforms, I get that you need to be able to ban people based off of legitimate threats, because threats are not, you know, free speech. But how do you fucking see who you blocked? How do I look? Hey, mute and block. Blocked accounts. Blocked accounts. I do not block accounts because I think that's stupid, because I'm a individual making public content, Yeah. I don't block people. Just that simple. Crank, thank you so much for the $1.99. Much appreciated. Publicly. Yeah. It's that little word these people don't understand. I think blocking people when you post things and you have a platform and your job is based off of a public platform, I just don't think you should block people. Vera the Walking W. True. That's me. Don't wear it out. You're very inclusive. I am inclusive. Anyone is welcome here. Anyone is welcome here. I don't have a problem with anybody. I like the mute option. Yep. But I think instead of harsher platform policies, the mute and block button are perfectly fine. I personally do not partake in them. I personally do not use them, but it's better to have a mute and a block button and for people to utilize it where they want to instead of demanding they change entire platforms. Vera is mute, so we should support her and be inclusive. Yes, exactly. What else to talk about? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's one I was excited for. I will be doing a video on this tomorrow. The Resident Evil creator has recently spoken out about video game censorship. Now, he gets into a lot of kind of technicalities that I'll be talking about in the video tomorrow. But he talks about the difference between Zero and the ESRB, and I agree with what he says. The topic came up in a recent interview, and they were discussing Shadows of the Damned, the remaster, due to it being released on multiple platforms in October. And the conversation turned to how differences between Japan's rating system and overseas meant that they had to censor parts of the game for the Japanese console releases, for both the 2011 original and the upcoming remaster, basically releasing two different versions. Yeah, this is a problem. This has always been a problem, and it probably will always be a problem because we do not have one cohesive system. I do not think that content should be censored. I think that yes, it is inevitable we have a Zero and we have an ESRB, but I think that there should, be general guidelines that are followed basically by every region. It's unfair to players that someone in one place may get something different, and I understand it. Cultural differences. I understand that. I'm just telling you my opinion. Hey, don't come after me for having an opinion. But there has been a notorious problem between the ESRB, which is obviously the United States, and different areas like the Zero in Japan or PEGI, UK. Australia is known for censoring a lot of content. There's content that just basically cannot exist in certain places, or developers are forced to censor it. And part of this is a problem with companies individually, because companies will self-censor in order to get lower ratings, which is their prerogative. It's my prerogative to not swipe my credit card or monetarily support them. But I do agree with him by saying it's an odd system because games end up being restricted due to rules made by people who don't play video games, blocking the enjoyment of those who want to play them. That is one of the best quotes of the year, in my opinion. It is so fucking true. The people at the ESRB, the people behind Zero, the people behind PEGI, they do not know video games. They do not care about video games. So why are they making the rules? Suda51 agreed, commenting, "We have no choice but to deal with imposed regional restrictions as part of our job, but I always wonder what the players will think. For example, it's a bit sad to see a bit sad if people go, I'll buy the PC version on Steam because I want to play uncensored, even though our game, Shadows of the Damned Remastered, is available on a variety of platforms. Who are these restrictions for? I feel like they are not for the customer who plays the games, and it's true. It is. It is not a fucking lie. On the topic of games that fell afoul of Ciro's rules, it was mentioned that the original Dead Space, it could not be released in Japan due to Ciro's restrictions, and those who wanted to play it had no choice but to track down an overseas copy. This left such an impression on me that I remember it even now. One of those people there was in tears saying we can't sell the game in Japan even though we worked so hard. That is sad, that they can't sell the game. And that's what, you know, has always shaped my opinion. Dustborns can release, Suicide Squads can release. I might not like them. In some cases, I may not buy them, but they should be able to exist because there are developers who created them. And even if I don't like the content, it is what it is. I cannot support it if I don't want to, but people should be allowed to consume it. We should not have developers creating something and then them not be allowed to play that version themselves, or buy that version themselves, or have their friends buy that version themselves. In the United States, things are very different because we have, you know, freedom of expression, and we have freedoms when it comes to art and content created. And yeah, something might get a higher rating, but it still can be released under certain, you know, ratings. In other places, that's not the case. Look at Australia. There are games that do not get released at all because they say no. Obviously, happens places like China as well. Things have to be changed so harshly that they practically do not even represent the original product. Games where you can't have guns, or the blood color is changed and it has to be a neon green, and it can't be, you know, like coming out of their bodies in a certain way. Like, oh, you can't cut off their arm, or oh, you can't slit their throat and have that blood, even though it's bright neon green, be, you know, oozing from their neck. Like, there are certain things that happen in places that would never happen here. But it's still sad, and I still care. People ask me, why do you care so much about what happens somewhere else? Because if it happens in one place, it can happen in another, and then in another. And then if the United States is the only place in which that thing isn't happening, people start rallying for that thing to happen in that place as well. Because if the rest of the world is doing something one way, why aren't we? What's wrong with us? We are behind with the times. And shit changes. And shit like that should not change. That's my take. Oh, that also leads us into Lollipop Chainsaw and Juliet's big titties. The original mode isn't censored. We've heard Yasuda say this a lot. He said this several times over the years. Well, over like the last year and a half. I'm not gonna say years. The last year and a half. Which is great. Take everything with a grain of salt. He's made a lot of promises when it comes to Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I hope this comes out. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's not trash. I hope it's not censored. The original mode isn't censored. We do know that the Repop mode is censored. They toned down the gore. They added more of like the visual comic effects. So the Repop mode is censored. But like with Bayonetta 3, rest in peace, so sad it didn't come out. A feature they were going to add if it did come out, so sad, was a toggle, a censor toggle. So if you toggled it on, it was a little bit less blood and gore. Cleavage was censored. Chests and butts were reduced. And while I personally would never partake in a censor toggle like that, I would never ever turn that option on because I appreciate the female form and I'm not afraid of women. Even though I hate women. I'm not afraid of them. I'll fight them. I think that an option like that is fine to exist. Why not? Whoa! What is playing? What's the audio? What the hell? It's in the soundtrack. It's embedded in the soundtrack. Don't talk. Nobody gave you permission to talk, sir. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Even though I would never partake in using a censor toggle, I think it's fine to exist. I think that's a bit of a hot take lately, but it is better to give people as many options as possible. It wasn't actually an ad. It was playing behind the audio. It was embedded in the audio. It wasn't my fault, guys. Yikes. Yeah. I would rather there be more options for people, and if a censorship mode is going to make a few people happy, go for it. As long as the base game is available uncensored, I'm cool with it. And that's what's happening with Lollipop Chainsaw. I am cool with the fact that it has an original mode that is uncensored, while simultaneously having a censored mode. As long as I can play it in all of its glory, you can do what else you want. That has been my stance for years now. I don't believe it till I see the gameplay. The game releases on a Thursday. Is it next Thursday? Yeah. Lollipop Chainsaw releases next Thursday, so in theory, I should be streaming it. I don't know what time it releases, though, actually. Let me check. Okay. Lollipop Chainsaw Remaster Repop release time on September 12th. What time? What time? What time? What time? Tell me what time, you stupid fucker. Just says September 12th. Okay. Well. Allegedly, it should be available, so I should allegedly be streaming it next Thursday. And that's going to be a one-stream game, because Lollipop Chainsaw is not a long game. Last year, I actually streamed, and that was another game I wanted to re-stream before the new one came out, but we're not gonna have time! There's too many games launching! I streamed Lollipop Chainsaw last year. How long was our playthrough? It was 6.5 hours. So guys, I'll be here for, 6.5 hours on next Thursday. On next Thursday. I'm starting to become a Paul. I'm starting to lose my words. When you would just have to sit and yap for hours on end. Guys, I made 3 videos today. I'm streaming. I'm yapping. Also, really quickly, if you're enjoying the live stream, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike and leave. Please and thank you. You've already given me your view. So that's cool. Also, check out the links in the description. Make sure you're subscribed. Turn the bell notifications on. Donate, support, become a member, gift memberships. Lots of non-greens in chat. Your green helps. The green, the little green name. The logo. The badge. Because YouTube doesn't like anybody. Except for their big money makers. Basically. Concord has cooked your brain. I only played it once and I'm never going to be the same. I only played Dustborn once and I'm never going to be the same. I wish I could go back to a time where I hadn't played these games. Rover! Thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships to the channel. Absolute Chad energy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Cryosite, thank you. Guys, I wasn't actually trying to bait. Someone's gonna go, oh my god, she's baiting. I just said my normal spiel. Thank you for gifting 20, Rover. Cryosite, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I appreciate all of the extra greens. It's nice to see green names in chat. But yeah, will Lollipop Chainsaw Remastered Repop be uncensored? Do not believe it until you see it. But that's why I'm going to stream it. Next week, I'll be doing a full playthrough. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm hopeful. I want this to be good. I want this to be fun. I want this to be cool. Only time will tell. Do not pre-order. I say this all the time. And you guys say it all the time. Do not pre-order. Wait until it's fully launched and you can watch a playthrough or you can hear firsthand from people what their opinions are. And at the end of the day, if you want to spend your own money, go for it. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, but be careful. Companies shouldn't be trusted. Even if they've made promise after promise after promise after promise after promise after promise. 8 years to make, only to be shut down in 2 weeks. Will they learn their lesson now? No. Nah. They are not going to learn their lesson. Because it's Sony. And Sony's the largest company within the video game industry. They spend the most money. They make the most money. And it will stay that way. Because, well, they don't give a fuck. Well, neither does Tencent or Microsoft. They don't actually care. They just spend money. On Steam, you can't pre-order? You can't pre-order Lollipop Chainsaw? On Steam? Really? Why not? That's pretty lame and gay. Lollipop Chainsaw. Why'd they do that? They forget to open pre-orders? Don't they want our fucking money? Oh my god, stop asking me how old I am. I hate typing this in every time. Why can't you save this shit? Someone's gonna be like, actually, you can save it. You can save it. Why? Why can't you pre-order this bitch? It's releasing in 8 days! Why can't you? Throw logic to the wind? Yeah, you're throwing money to the wind. Let people pre-order. Well, they're making it easy for you so you don't have to pre-order it on PC, because you can't, but don't pre-order. Unless you want to. I can't tell you what to do with your time or money. I wouldn't pre-order. If I was an average citizen, an average young lady, even though according to the internet I'm like 40, I would not be pre-ordering. I would not be. Where's a vampire? Yep. Just set your year to like 1988 and go. But it asks me every time. Yeah, I'm 25. I turn 26 next month. I'll be streaming, which by the way, guys, I don't know what I'm going to be streaming yet. So if you have suggestions, let me know. I mean, I could stream Black Ops and maybe some other multiplayer games. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming, but next month, my birthday. What day is my birthday next month? Do I look like I know? It's on a Saturday! Whoa, what crazy! Core Keeper outperformed Concord. I have not purchased Core Keeper, but I've heard that it's very good. Should I buy it? Yeah, I'm 48 and a half. About to be 48 3/4 next month when I'm 52. Core Keeper. I've heard it's good. It's only 16 bucks. I'll buy it. Not right now, but I'll buy it. It's cute. Play something that you think you'll enjoy, Vera. Listen. I don't play anything that I enjoy. Because I don't actually play video games. Because I don't actually know anything about video games. Because I'm just a rage baiter. Allegedly. Also according to the internet. Yeah, my birthday's on the 26th. I don't know what I'll be doing for my birthday yet. I do know for a fact that any money I raise is going to a graphics card. That's about it. Going to watch Beetlejuice? I hope that's good. It's probably not going to be. I've heard of Lunch Lady. I stream Lunch Lady. I like Lunch Lady. I am not good at games like that, though. I am not good at games like Slender Man, where you have to go around, you have to collect things, you have to run from creatures. Guys, I can't even walk around a corner in a video game and have a creature jump at me without screeching. Never mind knowing a creature is following me around. That's too much. You know what I wish they'd make? Oh my god, is there a game that exists like this? Do you remember the Shadows of Rose Resident Evil Village DLC with the mannequins? And how the mannequins were in the room, and then you had they would kind of chase you, but then you had to turn and shine the light on them, and you had to like strategize the way that you were going to move in the direction. Is there a game that is just that? I know there was a stupid movie that came out recently that was that premise. And then I don't know how it works, but the premise was you had to be looking at the mannequin. You had to be looking at the mannequin, but they defeated the mannequin by putting a mirror in front of it. But I don't know how that works, because you had to be looking at the mannequin. Otherwise, the mannequin didn't do anything. The mannequin would sit in a cellar for 100 years if you put it there. But when it picked you to follow, it would follow you. But at the end of the movie, they put a mirror in front of it, which doesn't make sense because I don't know. I don't know. That was an interesting ending. But is there a game that is specifically like that? All the subscribers you have are following you around every internet corner. Is that not scary? No. Because numbers on a screen, don't scare me. Yet. I don't look at the numbers. I don't know how many people are watching me right now unless I specifically clicked to the YouTube tab. I don't know how many people are watching me. I could be talking to myself. It's probably why Bilbo freaks out all the time. He thinks I'm just yapping to myself. What do I know? All right. That's a good segue into the next topic. Awful fucking movies. Guys, the Crow reboot is heartbreaking. Because we knew it was going to be bad, and it was really bad. But what makes it better is the original Crow director saying, "You guys fucking suck at your jobs." I love it. Love it to death. As is expected of someone who adamantly opposed, I don't know how to talk, opposed the project's production from the very beginning, the original Crow film adaptation director is having an absolute field day over the fact that the remake is a certified box office bomb. What a Chad. What a fucking Chad. What a guy. He said, I love it. This is one of the best quotes. Where is it? Where is it? I thought the remake was a cynical cash grab. Not much cash to grab, it seems. I love this guy. He is absolutely amazing. I thought it was a cash grab, but you guys don't seem to be grabbing much cash. True, though. This movie was made for Twilight girls. Wasn't 50 Shades of Grey also, like, wasn't it originally a Twilight fan fiction? It was made for those women, too. The only reason why they fall in love is because they both do drugs and have tattoos and do music. And then the movie has just such bad dialogue. There's like 2 good actors. 85% of it didn't need to happen. And there was 1 good action scene. The opera house scene at the end, I will admit, was cool. And if the whole entire movie had been that, it would have been so much better. So much better. But instead, they just made it some cringeworthy Twilight Girls dream. I am a firm believer in they wanted Robert Pattinson in this movie because FKA Twigs, the lead actress, at the time when she was cast, she was dating Robert Pattinson. So I think they were like, let's hire this chick. Come on. Maybe you can get your boyfriend in this movie? Sometimes things don't need to be made. And there's signs from the movie gods that you need to give up. This movie has been in development since 2008. It has gone through 7 lead actors between, her and him. Let me check. So, Eric had how many? I know it was significantly more for him. Shelley only had like 2, I think, but Eric had like 5. All actors that denied the role. Every actor who was okay, here's the list for Eric. Greg, also thank you so much for becoming a Bronze Titan. Much appreciated. I can't. I'm sorry. That's fucking cursed. Mark Wahlberg. Bradley Cooper. Luke Evans. Okay, I will say, Luke Evans, he could have done it. If they had given him a certain look with a certain amount of action, I think he could have done it. Jack Huston. I gotta be honest, I have no clue who this is. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Oh, get that away from me. Jason Momoa. My God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then obviously Skarsgård. So that's 6 actors. And then Shelley had 2. I'm pretty sure Shelley had 2. The Crow reboot, all potential Shelley actresses. Let's see if we can find a list. Jessica Brown was 1. FKA Twigs. And then maybe it's just those 2. I thought there was 1 more, maybe. It's been in development for so long. Yeah. And then Andrea Riseborough was in talks, but she was never, as far as we know, officially signed or anything. So that's a lot of actors. That is a lot of actors. That's a lot of development problems. Never mind getting to the writers who came and went, the directors who came and went. It was a cursed project, and they should have cut their losses years ago. Sometimes things just don't go the way you want them to go, and you have to give up. And this was one of those times. There was only... Okay, shut up. Okay, chill out. All right. Listen. I agree. I agree with this. If you haven't seen it, do not watch it. It was bad. It was just made for Twilight girls. I mean, I didn't expect it to be good. It was in development hell for too long. None of the original writers, directors, producers were a part of it. There was no way that this was ever going to be good. And keep in mind, the spin-offs for The Crow, the sequels, were also fucking bad. So I knew the reboot was going to be fucking bad. Alex here is just a Chad. We need more people like Alex in the world. 2 of my favorite quotes of the year. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. It was just really, really mediocre. So yeah. I don't know. Too many disappointing things releasing. It's sad. But inevitable. Not shocking. Not a shocker. That these turned out to be so fucking garbage. Concord, Flintlock, The Crow. What has come out this year that's been good? That's the better question. Bear, have you seen Dark City? Yeah, Dark City was good. I like Dark City. This was not Dark City. This was not it. Rufus Sewell, he's a great actor. Jennifer Connelly, great actress. This was not Dark City. This was an abomination. Deadpool 3 was good. Wukong is good. Dune 2 is good. Stellar Blade's good. Princess Peach game was good. I know people liked Helldivers 2. I personally did not partake in Helldivers 2. Godzilla -1 was fantastic. Dragon Riders of Pern needs a movie? No, 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 no. It does not. There are certain things that do and do not, but Anne McCaffrey's work, I'm pretty sure they were talking about doing something a couple years ago. They were talking about doing an adaptation. Anne McCaffrey's work should not be adapted. I'm sorry. Yeah, in 2006, Copper Heart Entertainment obtained the rights. Then they got David Hayter as a screenwriter and Don Murphy as an executive producer. In 2014, Warner Brothers optioned the rights to all 22 volumes for a live-action film. And they hired another author and a screenwriter. And then in 2018, they made a statement about it, about how they were going to put it into production, but that was it. No. No, that wouldn't be good. I love her work. Fantastic. Modern, well, what we get in modern entertainment now, the concept of dragon riding. It's cool. It would be cool, but I don't have any hopes. David, thank you so much for the 5. Concord's shutdown is clear proof that video game industry is now going through a second crash. This time it's global. Yeah, I mean, the video game industry is struggling, but the thing is the gaming industry makes so much money that companies that are going through layoffs and shutting games down, they're not phased, right? Like Sony. We talk about Sony losing money, Sony not making money. Yeah, companies need to make money. But it's also clear, look at Disney, for example, that companies can go a fucking decade plus with not making money and be fine with it. Because if they make, I don't know, they have 3 movies that make $1 billion over the span of 10 years, they don't care about 25 other bad projects failing. And there are still amazing video games and TV shows and movies that come out. Unfortunately, not as many. Oh, yeah, Silo was good. I love Rebecca Ferguson. I think she is such a fantastic actress. Silo Season 2, I hope, will be as good as Season 1. Same with Dark Matter. Dark Matter was good, but they did the contents of the book. And so the author was like, I don't have anything fucking written. So now who knows how that's going to go. Another Jennifer Connelly series. And the actor, I don't remember his name, the one that was Uncle Ben in Obi-Wan. I don't remember his name. He's a good actor. He was also in The King. Soulframe? I personally didn't play Soulframe, but I know that people did like it, which is great. I'm tempted to troll GameStop by calling and ask if they have any copies of Concord. They do not because it was recalled. It was recalled from stores. You cannot get it unless it is still on a shelf. So, unless you go to a Walmart or a GameStop or a Walmart or somewhere that is not specifically a video game retailer and they just kind of have video games and they don't really keep track, and they really don't give a fuck if something's recalled, then you're not going to be able to get your hands on it via a retailer like that. Because I called GameStop and hello, do you have any Concord? No, it's been recalled. But I did get a copy. Because it's going on the shelf. Gonna have to put that together. You'll be able to get it free to play in about 6 months. I personally think that Concord's gonna go free to play. I think they're taking it offline right now, and in 6 months, they're going to try to get people to watch it, to play it, because they want people to watch that show. What is it called? They announced it at Gamescom. There's a show that's coming out in November that has tons of different franchises, like God of War, Tomb Raider and stuff, and Concord does have an episode. I don't know what that episode's gonna be called. I don't know what that episode's gonna be about, but it's gotta be called, like, Massive Disaster. Secret Level, that's it. Yeah. Concord does have a Secret Level episode. So, obviously, Sony was very hopeful, thinking it was going to do amazing, and it didn't. But Sony should have never purchased Firewalk. I will stand by this. Their mistake was buying Firewalk when Firewalk had not released anything. And after they had seen... I was going to say after they had seen their monetization practice. Now, granted, maybe Sony was the ones who told them to, you know, shut up and basically accept their fate. And maybe Sony were the ones who had them charge $40 up front. I don't think so, though. I think they were always planning for that monetization system. 65 Australian dollars on eBay for Concord, only one I could find. It's a relic. Nightmare, thank you so much for the 2. Thoughts on Ace Attorney Investigations Remaster? I don't have any specific thoughts as I've never played it myself. But Ace Attorney's good. And as far as I know, nothing... We haven't heard anything about, you know, any issues. Nothing's been censored, as far as I know. So, yeah. Wait, there's really a TV show about video games? I know. It's the first of its kind. I don't know what the industry's doing, thinking that a TV show based on a video game would do good. I don't know about all that. They purchased Firewalk in 2023. It's now 2024. To be fair, they started partnering with Firewalk in 2021, but they bought them in 2023. Am I right? Let's see. Chat, put a 1 in chat if you think I'm right, a 2 if you don't believe me. I know my answer, because I remember. Firewalk Studios. Firewalk Studios. No, I don't want your webpage. I want your wiki. Sony buys Firewalk Studios. I spelled studios wrong. April 20th, 2023. They entered an agreement with Probably Monsters Inc. to acquire Firewalk Studios. Okay. Oh my god, I miss Halo. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. April 20th, 2023. And then, yep. Publishing partnership in 2021. Will be the 20th studio to join PlayStation Studios. PlayStation Studios studio list. Please and thank you. What are we looking at? Get off my screen. Asobi Ben, Blue Point, Fire Sprite, House Marquee, Haven, Gorilla, Firewalk, Insomniac, MM, never heard of them, Naughty Dog, Neon Koi, Santa Monica, San Diego, Polyphony, Polyphony? Is that how you're supposed to say it? Polyphony? Polyphony? Pfft, I don't know. Nixies, Sucker Punch, Valkyrie Entertainment, and XDev. Rest in peace, Sucker Punch. Sony is never gonna make a Ghost of Tsushima 2 and have it actually release. Same with Bloodborne 2. Surely Sony isn't gonna do that. Surely Sony isn't gonna release a Ghost of Tsushima 2, right? I don't think they will. Now they can try to prove me wrong. Okay. I'm not gonna bait anymore. Oh, MM made Little Big Planet. Gotcha. I understand. I didn't recognize it at first. Jesus, I'm blind now? Yeah. Vera misses the Halo TV show, to be precise. I do. Halo TV show was so good. I love Master Cheeks. What were they fucking thinking? What were they thinking? You can make content that appeals to women, but you had to leave the helmet on, okay? Bitches do be loving men in masks. And when you remove the mask, you remove the mystery. And when you remove the mystery, we don't care. Leave the mask on. Undernet, thank you for the $4.99. Vera, you and others have tormented me of watching that awful video game clip of Deathborn. For that, I curse you with the naughty heart gotcha game that compels you. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry I made you watch that gameplay. Game sucks. Dustborn is stupid. Which gotcha game for Vera? Yeah, I'll play a gotcha game. If it's good. Ghost of Tsushima. People say I say Tsushima wrong. How do you say it then? Tsushima? Are they stupid or something? Releases with Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, probably. I want Elder Scrolls 6 to come out. But you know what else I want? Is no. Oh, why are these? Why is there all the talking? I want the cool. Oh, there we go. I want Elder Scrolls 6 to release, but I also don't have as much hype anymore. Tsushima? Tsushima? Tsushima! Girl power. Season 2. Sequel is gonna be all girl power. This is her story! Arise, E-Tarnish. It's such a good fucking soundtrack. YouTube hikes their premium prices. I never even bought them until it was cheap. Fair enough. I don't pay for YouTube Premium because YouTube already takes enough of my money. And I'm not giving them more. But that wasn't an ad. That was in the actual soundtrack. Why did you reset it? Because just the first few tracks are so fucking good. I hope they don't mess up a Gears of War live action adaptation. They mess up every adaptation unless they know it's going to make them an absolute boatload of money. They didn't mess up Fallout because they knew it was going to make them a boatload of money. They didn't. People are mixed on Last of Us. I didn't think Last of Us was awful. I also didn't think it was amazing. I'll say they generally didn't mess up Last of Us because they knew it would make them a boatload of money. But, well, I don't want them to make any other video game adaptations. I just don't. I love video games. I love video game characters. I think there are a lot of great stories. But I also know better than to trust Hollywood. Basically anybody. Writers, directors, producers. All of them. YouTube AI is hilarious. Quality may vary. Viewers are discussing video games such as Gran Turismo 7, Ghost of Tsushima, and Elden Ring. True, though. Such good video games. Thank you for the $1.99. I compel 2 words. Action, time, and in. I always say it wrong. I don't think I did this time. Thank you for the 2. Words are hard. Cyberpunk Edge Runners was really good. Good video game adaptations. Mario was good. Fallout was good. Video game adaptations. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Alan Wake 2 was good. Yeah, I love the walking mechanics. Truly inspirational. Arcane was pretty good, yeah. The Borderlands movie. You know who I really want to have on the channel? I followed him on social media, emailed. He's been very vocal about Borderlands. Is U-Bowl. When's he gonna come on the show? That would be amazing. Come on. Come on. You got to. I can gift on X. I can gift him premium. Think I should gift him premium? Think that'll get his attention? Ghost in the Shell was pretty. I mean, there are some good video game and anime adaptations that are out there. I just think that the majority of them suck. The majority of them are pretty bad. Oh yeah, Sonic was also pretty good. Troy Baker? Whatever. Why is Troy Baker always got to be part of the conversation? What'd Troy Baker do now? But yeah. Sometimes adaptations can go well. I just don't believe that a lot of the recent ones have been good. Most of them have been bad. Let's see. Are there any other JoUrNoS melting down over Concord? I have a couple of positive stories that we have to also get through. Not yet, though. Because the positive stories are quick. I don't talk about positive things on this channel. I don't talk about positive topics. I don't talk about positive video games. I don't play positive video games. I don't play any video games. I'm a woman. It's not legal. But I do have a couple positive topics. Let's see, though, quickly. Are there any updates? The whiny bitch has me blocked. Yeah, Jason Schreier does do that. Jason Schreier, like many activists, does not want to discuss the industry with people they generally disagree with. Things are getting dire for the crier. I do think that he is a little desperate for attention. Soliste, thank you for the 2. Are you going to try Squirrel with a gun? Maybe at some point. Not right now, though. There's too many video games that are releasing. I'm the biggest hater, Vera. That's me. I am the biggest hater. Let me actually check really quickly on websites. Kotaku. I actually have to go to their websites, though, because I can't specifically search for an archive. Let's see the... Oh my god, I'm blind! Hold on. This is disgusting, chat. Ugh, disgusting. Okay, here we go. Concord shutting down 14 days after launch. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Anybody being a racist, sexist, bigot? Anybody? Anybody? Mm-hmm. Oh, no! Oh my gosh, how can they do this to us? No drama. The Gamer. I can't believe I actually have to go to their website. Concord's failure is going to change the future of PlayStation. Yuck. This is nasty. Concord has been out for a couple of days and is already struggling to maintain an audience of several hundred... They didn't get the memo! Okay. The Gamer apparently didn't get the memo. Okay. Well, I guess we're not covering the Gamer article. Oh. The Gamer did put up an article, but they want you to log into an account. You can't read this article without logging in. That's pretty weird. Polygon? Last one, and then we're gonna get to the positive topics. Two ways to save a video game industry on fire. Make good content and fire the activists. Sony pulls Concord from sale. Will refund customers. We'll go offline for now. That's pure cope. I know that Sony had worded it in a very specific way, like, oh, we'll see what we can do in the future for people. But they did not say for certain that this game was going to be re-released, that it was going to launch again, that they were going to put it free to play. So that's just pure cope. The director announced it. Refunds will be issued. Again, I think that it's good that they are refunding people. I think that that is positive. I do not want people scammed out of their money. And let's see. I just want to see if they attack anybody, which would be obviously unfortunate. Oh gosh! Concord received mixed reviews from critics who lamented the game's lack of standout features, its $40 price tag in a sea of free-to-play competitors, and its bland cast of characters. Concord let players take control of 16 free gunners, a diverse group of aliens, robots, and space mercs, each with their own abilities, in 5v5 player matches. The game was the debut title from Firewalk. Yeah, like I've said, their first and their last release. Yeah, it was a diverse cast of aliens and characters, but diversity isn't the only thing that makes a game good. Diversity, inclusivity are not negative things. What is negative is the way in which that companies implement these things. And guys, I gotta buy this game that I'm getting an ad for. Oh my god, Skull and Bones, the game of the year, quadruple A. And yeah, I mean, the problem is the way in which companies implement diversity and inclusivity. and they go down a list and they check off certain boxes instead of it being natural and not forced. But companies love to force things in your face because they want to be right. All right, chat, 15 minutes left of stream. Let's get to some positive topics. Quickly, if you're enjoying, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Links in the description. Donate, become a member. Make sure to give the stream a like, though. Click the bell for the notifications. I appreciate you being here. Jenna Ortega wants original female action heroes. This isn't a, new take from actresses in Hollywood. Just a couple years ago, we got this same take from Ana de Armas, and I think that it's a great take. I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special, but we should have our own. I don't like when it's a spin-off. I don't want to see like Jamie Bond, I want to see another badass. Yes! Do not replace the male characters. Make new female characters that are unique. I personally think it's fine to have spin-offs as long as it's not supposed to be a spin-off retelling. Like, you can have a female who might be in the main set of movies who gets her own spin-off and she's that character. I think that's cool. But I do agree. I don't want to see Jamie Bond. I love seeing female leads. I think female leads are so fucking awesome. I love seeing strong female characters in my entertainment, movies, TV shows, video games. It does not matter. I like seeing females, but I want them to be their own character, to have their own stories. And yeah, I don't want to see a Jamie Bond. I think it's fine to have a female who's part of the James Bond universe who maybe acts similarly, maybe does a similar job, but ultimately has her own story arcs, her own backgrounds, and her own, personality. I think that, yeah, there are a lot of female leads, and I think we just need special female leads. We don't need fucking Oswaldo Cobblepotts, okay? You could have had the Penguin have a daughter who maybe takes up the Penguin mantle, and her dad helps her or something, or they commit these crimes together. But having Oswaldo Cobblepot, a complete gender swap and twist of the Penguin story, is stupid. That is stupid, and it is so disrespectful in every instance to the creators of those characters and every single other writer and creative who has worked with those characters. You can have a female penguin if it's like, oh, Penguin's daughter, and like Penguin's a really big, important part of the story. Sure, there are ways to implement a character that is similar that happens to be a female, but that's not what Hollywood does. And I think that this is a really good take from her. Again, I think it's fine to have spin-offs, but I understand where she's coming from. She seemingly gets it. Next, we get to talk about Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong has knocked a cherished RPG from the Steam Deck top played chart. For Steam Deck owners, the start of a new month can only mean one thing: the chance to take a look at the top played Steam Deck games for August 2024. For the past 2 months, Elden Ring, my baby, has clung to the top of the most played Steam Deck games list. I gotta buy a Steam Deck just to play Elden Ring, I've realized. The Shadow of the Erdtree DLC only cemented its domination over its competition, but now Black Myth Wukong has knocked it down a peg. I think Black Myth Wukong's fantastic, and it's really no surprise to hear this. Black Myth Wukong has done numbers. It has done crazy, so it's not a shocker, and it's fantastic for game science. As you can see, number 1 is Black Myth Wukong, number 2 is Elden Ring, number 3 is Baldur's Gate 3, number 4 is Stardew Valley, number 5 is Balatro, Is that how you say it? Number 6 is Diablo. Number 7, Vampire Survivors. Number 8, Grand Theft Auto. Number 9, Cult of the Lamb. And number 10, Slay the Spire. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Black Myth Wukong's awesome. I personally think Elden Ring is better. But I understand. A lot of people are playing Black Myth Wukong. It's release month. And while I don't think Black Myth Wukong is going to hold that position going into, like, you know, October, November, December, I think for September it also will. But you never know. And either way, it's still a massive, massive W for game science. It takes a lot to get your game at the top of the lists, and they topped all the lists. I mean, they topped sales for August, concurrent player counts on the totality of Steam, number 2 for every game, and of course number 1 for single player. We don't know the exact sale numbers for the game yet, but it was 10 million within like 3 days of release, which was crazy. So I think that Black Myth Wukong should be canceled. I think that Black Myth Wukong should not be number 1, and instead we should replace it with clearly the best game of the year, Concord. Concord is going to win awards, and not for positive reasons. It's going to win awards because it's the biggest fucking failure that anybody's ever seen in the video game industry. Congratulations, guys. You really did it. You did an amazing job. Concord is that chick. But yeah, really good games on this list. Not shocking to hear Black Myth Wukong being at the top. Fantastic. Okay. I absolutely love Ian McKellen. He is a fantastic actor. He is my Gandalf. He could never be replaced as my Gandalf, and I will watch anything that he's in. I think that I would love to see him as Gandalf again. Even if it's only a small part of a future movie. I would be heartbroken if he was willing, and he is. He said that he's willing to do another Lord of the Rings movie. I would be heartbroken if they did another Lord of the Rings movie that featured anybody from the previous casts but didn't cast him. He is amazing. And I'm not trying to say this in like a shitty way. I'm not trying to say this in any sort of negative way. I know that he says that he's going to be acting until the day he dies. But I don't want him to die because of acting. Recently, he actually had fallen off of a stage and he had fractured some of his bones. And no, he's not young anymore. I just worry about him. He's one of those actors that, for me, I care about. I care about him a lot. I want him to not die because of acting. And if he did another Lord of the Rings movie and he passed away 2 months later, I'd be very sad because then people would blame it. And then I'd wonder, was it really worth it? So I will watch it, right? I will watch a movie that he is in. But I worry. He's not young anymore. But it's Gandalf. It's not like they're action-packed sequences. Maybe he's gotta, raise the stick and hit it on the ground or something. Sure. It's not that much work. If he feels like he can do it, cool. I'll watch it. But I also don't know about this Hunt for Gollum movie because in theory, they need to cast all new actors, except for maybe him. In theory, they need to cast new actors. I know Viggo Mortensen has said he would love to return as Aragorn, and that is who would star in this. That would be the lead character, which would be amazing. Andy Serkis is part of this. He's Gollum. Peter Jackson is part of this. That's awesome. They will have to visually de-age these characters and these actors. And I personally think that de-aging can be kind of iffy. But I can't imagine anybody else playing them, which is my issue. So I'm excited. I'm hopeful for the Hunt for Gollum, but I also worry. I'm very worried that this is not going to turn out to be super, super amazing. And that maybe Ian McKellen is not actually up to this, but he doesn't want to disappoint his fans, which I completely understand. He should talk to George R. R. Martin about that, because George R. R. Martin doesn't fucking understand that concept. But I don't want to sound negative. I worry about him. He's great. We'll see, though. He's been asked to return as Gandalf, and we know that this is happening. Peter Jackson's signed, Andy Serkis is signed, Ian McKellen's been asked to return. I think this could be really great. Also, this meme is fucking phenomenal. We don't want any more adaptations, TV series, or another season of Rings of Power. And what about my very old friends? Gandalf! It's so true, though. I don't want some shit adaptation. I don't want the Rings of Power. I don't want them to continue to shit on our favorite series. But it's Gandalf! How can you say no? No one will ever be able to play Gandalf the way that he did. And I would love for another amazing Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movie to come out. So we'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, guys, those are the topics I had to discuss tonight. I'll be ending the stream in just a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in chat. And of course, if you're enjoying the stream, give it a like. If you're not, give it a dislike. Become a member, donate, support, all that stuff. But your view, your like, your subscription, all help, and I appreciate it. Yeah, Lee had passed away. He was phenomenal as well. Cate Blanchett is too old, so I can't see her returning as Galadriel. The thing is that they could have a lot of these actors and actresses return, just slightly de-age them. Except for, well, I don't know if Gandalf necessarily needs to be de-aged. Also, Liv Tyler, she doesn't need to be de-aged. My god, she still looks amazing. She does not need to be de-aged. My princess! My fair maiden! I don't know. Ian McKellen definitely does look a bit older, but it's Gandalf, so I don't necessarily know. What game will you be playing after Star Wars Outlaws? So, Thursday and probably Saturday, we're going to be playing Star Wars Outlaws. I think we'll be done the game after that. I'm not exactly sure. Depends on how long the other streams are. And then we're going to go back and forth between Star Wars Outlaws and Black Myth Wukong. And whichever one we finish first, which again I think is going to be Star Wars Outlaws, is going to be over. And then we're going to replace that slot with Visions of Mana. Because I want to play that. And then next week, we're going to have Lollipop Chainsaw. But that's probably only going to be 1, maybe 2 streams if we go for achievements. Miranda? Who's Miranda? Oh, Ewan's actress? Who's Miranda? Liv Tyler still looks phenomenal. She's still got it. Liv Tyler, 2024. Yeah, I don't think she needs to be de-aged, really. Absolutely not. Bro, she's a fucking vampire. She does not look any different, guys. My god. What a beauty. I'm just kidding. I hate women. I would never compliment a woman. I don't talk about women. I hate women. Miranda Otto. Yeah, she's doing the animated movie that's coming out that seems to be a girl boss fest, which makes me a little sad. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna end the live stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by the past few hours. I really appreciate it. Absolutely phenomenal stream. I haven't done a talk stream in a very long time. I've done some like interviews and sit down discussions, but no, just genuine talk streams. Maybe we'll see the return of them every once in a while. I don't think I do them every single week. Maybe every other week I could do one of these streams on a Tuesday, or maybe even another day. Who knows? But yeah, guys, I appreciate you being here the past few hours. A truly historical event because of the failure of Concord. I did put up a couple videos today, 2 of which were on Concord, so make sure to go check those out. New videos tomorrow, per usual. On Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be back to video games. I'll be streaming Star Wars Outlaws, so make sure to stop by for that. And, of course, if anything new happens, I'll update you guys in the Discord, on X, in videos. So yeah, follow me on social media, join the Discord if you're not already a part of it. Thank you all so much for all of your donations, for your memberships, for your gifted memberships. All of it is very, very helpful, and I appreciate it 1,000 times over. Also, on your way out, make sure to give the stream a like because we are just about to hit 800. So yeah, links in the description. Follow me on social media. Thank you all so, so much for all of your support, for being here, for hanging out the past few hours, for helping us hit a higher concurrent viewer count in stream than Concord ever had on PC. And have a very good rest of your evening, everyone.